All right, this is a double dipping. You're on Brett's with Friends, my 115th episode.
That's a good number.
Schmidt, DJ, fashion, Venice icon.
Just artist.
Just
I
artist.
don't give a fuck kind of person. I don't know.
So,
oh my God, it's still sunlight there. I'm jealous.
Oh, I know you're in Florida.
Ugh, it's hot and there's bugs.
So wait, you're I know you from Venice Beach, California. How long you been back in Florida? Is that where you hail from originally?
I moved to Florida in like 90, 91, but I'm from New York State. That's why I'm a Bills fan. Go Buffalo. Playing the Jets tonight.
Whoop. Nice.
Manifesting destiny. And that's why we are talking right now, because I want to commission you to do a painting for me, right?
Yes, I will do a painting for you. Absolutely. Just let me know what you want to spend, and then we'll talk about how much you want to, how big you want it, and what if you want it in oil or if you want it in acrylic.
I feel like you know me. You know what I mean? Like I've known you for what, 10 years? No, well, I lived in Venice for 10 years, so longer than that. And we have mutual friends, which is ironic.
You used to work at the waterfront.
Yeah, for 10 years almost with Pinky.
Can you give us a story about working there? All those.
Oh my God, it was the best 10 years of my life.
How so? Can you give us a clip notes?
Oh man, okay. So when I came on vacation, because Mary was getting married, and we were supposed to go to Vegas, and I fucked up on my ticket, and I was supposed to be there for like 2 weeks. Well, it ended up being 2 months. So I was like, oh fuck, it's too late now. So I brought all my shit with me to California, and I couldn't find a job in time. So as soon as I got back to Florida after 2 months, like everyone called me. So I was like, all right, I gotta go. And then I got picked up at the airport from Robin and Aaron, DJ him, and Straight Up Abilities. You know Robin and Aaron.
Robin is, which guy is that guy?
No, she's a girl. She's the one that does she teaches dance to like special needs kids, and she travels and does all these events. Straight Up Abilities.
Did she live in Hawaii at one point?
No, Marae did. No, but she, DJ him on the boardwalk. Aaron, that was my roommate and his girlfriend. They've been together for like 30 years almost.
So yeah, that's how you got to Venice Beach, just through them.
Yeah, no, Marae, they were best friends from Atlanta, and I was best friends with Marae out here in Florida, and I was like, fuck this place, I gotta go. So
whereabouts in Florida are you right now?
Cocoa, which is where people in dreams come to die.
I thought that was LA. That people.
No,
LA is where people's dreams go to get killed.
Dude, that's you gotta. I've seen so many people get sucked under by shit, and I'm like, you can't catch me, motherfuckers, But it was home. Like I am not this place, dude.
What's it happening?
So I'm like, the music scene here used to be off the chain, dude. All the metal bands, and I came back from California in 2014, like New Year's Eve. I almost went to fucking jail on Christmas Eve, driving on the 10 through like Texas and like New Mexico and shit. I had a bunch of weed on me.
How? You had a bunch of weed?
Well, my dad was like dying of cancer, which is why I moved back to Florida, So I had Diana make me a whole bunch of weed food.
And so you brought that to Florida?
Oh, like there's probably a pound worth of fucking weed food, brownies, like butter covered almonds, chocolates, because like my dad, nothing was working. Like the meds, the chemo, nothing was working. I'm like, all right, Dad, I'm gonna give you some weed now. And
how's your dad doing now?
He passed.
Oh, well,
at least all right.
Try to get him some stuff,
Yeah, and like I was dating Fred at the time, and we were like going through like San Pedro, El Paso, and they're like, we need you to pull the U-Haul over, and I'm like, fuck, we're busted.
Oh, and what happened?
No, but like seriously, like they're like, do you have any people in here? And Fred's Italian, so he never shut the fuck up, So he's just talking, and the cop border patrol is like, did you ever shut the fuck up? And I'm thinking, oh god. And like he took another officer with the dog, and they opened the fucking U-Haul, and I'm like, fuck, it was all buried in Fred's tools and shit, So I'm like, here we go. And the cop's like, do you have anything in there we should know about? I'm like, all right, cop, this is the deal. My dad, he's dying of fucking cancer, and nothing's working, so I have all this fucking weed food fucking buried in there and shit, and like I'm just like I don't know what else to do. And he's pretty much like walking us into like put us in like Mexico jail, because it's like right on the border almost. And the dog and the other officer, those in the back of the U-Haul, jump out. He's like, they're good. And I was like thinking, what? But
Oh,
he's like, oh, I guess there's no weed in those brownies. I'm like, I know who made them. There's definitely no fucking chocolate in those brownies. But yeah,
so wait, back to the waterfront because I was actually just talking to Beth Allen, before this. So this is like
yeah.
doing 2 podcasts back to back. And what about it in like in Venice? Can you tell us some stories about the goods and the bads about being in Venice?
It's like family, but it's also like it can trap you if you're not careful. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy to get wrapped up in shit. And I've seen so many of my friends just lose hope. You know what I mean?
How so?
There's
How
a
that
lot of
happen?
drugs out there, and it's so easy. Like, I guess it's like here too. It's just easy to get by doing the very bare minimum, and you could become like complacent and shit. You know what I mean? You
What's the
kind
drugs that are the worst that stop people from doing what they do?
of, well, I don't think it's anyone in particular. It's all about your mindset, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's all about like what you're willing to use as much as an excuse. I'm on a podcast from my friend from California, and this is one of my
Hey, how
best
you doing,
patrons.
man?
How are you, man? I'm doing good.
I'm doing
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Oh,
he's a
man.
painter. I'm commissioning him artwork.
Oh, man. She is very, very nice girl. She had a very nice heart.
Oh,
The best.
I'm the worst though.
The best.
That's
Ah,
fantastic.
you're
We all
very
love Delish
kind.
Schmidt.
Very kind. Thank
All
you.
right, honey.
Ah,
Good.
see,
Oh,
he's a painter.
How's it
Ah,
going?
right. Ah, that's awesome.
so-
Sick.
I'm sorry, what were we gonna say?
No, go ahead.
No, you had something to say.
I was like, oh, the synchronicities of life.
I love it. I love it. I remember when you left, and I was like, "You're going off in your van," and we hung out. I think we smoked a joint or something like that, and then I never saw you ever again until now.
Yeah, like I came back last September and I skated around and shit, just like hooked up with like Daryl. She had a bunch of fabric and, but
What was that? What
oh, I just hate seeing friends that are like you can tell they're just like not together. You know what I mean? And I just like don't mean that to be mean. I just mean from my heart because like I
Because
mean no one's really together, honestly.
well, you're
And
probably
I
a
just
very empathetic person. You probably take on the emotions or energy of others
oh,
sometimes.
absolutely. And sometimes I don't know if they're mine or somebody else's.
So
But I'm very honest.
the honesty is a key. Communication is a key.
Transparency.
Transparency. Because if you're truthful, then nothing. What are you gonna do?
Well,
It's
I'm like, I lay all my shit out in the beginning because like I don't have time to like keep up with shit that I have to think about later.
no, I don't have that shit either. I don't have that
No, like no regrets.
so so you're doing a DJing and you're a fashionista and you like to work in fabrics and what are you creating in both those genres?
Well, I mean, I usually make all my own clothes, like gowns and bathing suits and purses and holsters, you know. And I try to figure out like the most comfortable way to wear something because like you don't want to be fucking with your outfit the whole night. You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends that like they are so like just the whole night. I'm like, you're starting to piss me off. Like all they do is fidget with their shit, and I'm like, nah, man. Simple, comfortable, but hot. You know what I mean? That's all I want to do. Because if
And
I can't follow,
is that based out of being on in and your fashion choices are because of where you live, so
oh
you're creating
no.
those based on where you're at?
So when I lived in Venice with Robin and Aaron, Mika Buchanan, she is awesome.
I know, Mika.
She bought me pajamas one year for fucking Christmas. I'm like, girl, like I have like drawers full of pajamas. I just wear really comfortable clothes that I just fall asleep in them.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, LA, I was team no fucking sleep, dude. But I worked at the waterfront, 2 nightclubs, DJing, doing extra work, like. And I came back in 2020. It's down in Orange County, right?
I forgot. I left. Gosh, my views of when I was because I come and go through Venice now. I don't live. I'm in Oregon right now.
Oh, are you? See, I had no idea.
Yeah,
That's
I'm in
cool as
Oregon.
shit. That's badass. That's probably awesome. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
over here in Oregon for a bit. I had to get out of it. I was living in Hollywood for a bit, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you know
That's when you get like swallowed.
how so.
So, have you ever seen the movie American Satan?
No,
So I used to live across the hall from Ash Evelton. He is the, he started Sumerian Records, and I used to go on tour with all these metal bands and shit. And it's about how the music scene and like just like living in Hollywood, how everything is just such the seductive devil luring you're in, and like you can make it, but you're like at what price, It's dope. You should watch
like
that movie. And I feel like that's what Venice is like. You see, you have so much in front of you, but it's like you have to kind of sell little bits and pieces of your soul.
you have to sell pieces of your soul to survive. Is that what you're saying?
No, just to like, everyone goes out there mostly for like they want that dream. Everyone wants to be like famous. And that's all like you see on social media. They're like manipulating and like, just wavering these like generations into thinking like that's all it's about. Like let's just have this self-inflated sense of self. I don't know. My nephew, he's like a definite narcissist. And these kids have no like base on reality, 90% of them.
Can you tell me a little bit more detail on that
Oh, about how they have no like
perception?
base like integrity or maybe it's because maybe I'm just being biased because my youngest nephew lives with me and my mom. We got a house together 'cause she has horses and shit. And I've never in my life met anyone that's more disrespectful, manipulative, and undriven. Like it's just crazy. Like
How old is he? You think he's like that self entitlement thing that kids have?
oh, absolutely. Like he does nothing. Like even like okay, so my long story short, my sister's in prison,
I didn't know that.
'cause yeah, she murdered somebody in my parents' house they're trying to sell.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold,
You have dude, this
put
is
the
surreal.
brake
This is my
on.
life.
Okay. Give us a cliff notes of these things.
Okay.
If you're able to talk to
So
them, if you're able to talk about it, and you
I
won't
can
get
talk
in
about
trouble.
it. I wanted, do you know how to write screenplays?
I'm a screenplay writer.
Okay, so the cops call it the Cracker Barrel case.
Love it.
So my sister, so she became like she was always like a kleptomaniac, would steal, and like I started
Younger or
doing
older? She younger or older than you?
like she's a year and like a month older than me.
Okay, she's your older sister.
Yeah, but she always hated on me. You know what I mean?
Why?
Like
She picked on
I
you?
don't know, especially when I got older. Yeah, we like my parents were still married up until my dad died.
Is she a bad seed?
Oh yeah, she's
A
in
good
prison.
person. Is she a good person though? Besides that,
No.
there's
She
no
was
there's
like
no good with the bad though. Then there's no other part of the.
no. Like
She
I
just
feel like
she
my
just
nephew is a spitting image of her, which is that's her spawn, and my father, who is like a textbook sociopath. It's like it got split right down the middle. Like my sister got all the bad qualities, and I got a lot of the good qualities. It's a little bit interchangeable. I used to have anger issues, but I learned to overcome that.
wait. So there's a lot to unpack here.
No, so my
There's a
sister, okay.
lot going on here. This
I
is
was working at the Waterfront Cafe, okay. It was like
all right.
2013, and I'm in the beer garden, and I get like, I think it was Nick or Kath. Somebody came out with like the phone. Hey, Alicia, it's your dad, and I was like, great. Thinking like my grandma passed away because she was getting old and shit. He's like, are you sitting down? I'm like, no, but I can be. He's like, you might want to do that. I'm like, okay, what's up? He's like, well, your sister's in prison for murder. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, so
Did
she got
she
pulled.
kill? Who did she and why did she kill that person?
My sister got pulled over with the girl that got killed, okay? And my nephew who lives with me and my mom, the shitbag right now. When he was like 4 years old at the oldest. Okay. So my sister, the girl that they murdered, and my nephew, who's a baby, gets pulled over and
Wait, I was going to paint a picture here because I'm trying to understand. I'm tracking you, but so was the nephew in the car with the sister of yours that killed somebody in the car?
no, but when they got pulled over and the cop lets them go with drugs in the car, absolutely. The cop lets them go with a fucking 2 to 4 year old in the backseat of the fucking car with methamphetamines, a pipe, pills, and weed, and the cop lets them go. The cop lets the fucking
How
them go.
how does that happen?
I don't know, but at the same time, as my sister and this girl was pulled over, their other friends driving by and sees them pulled over. So when they get back to my sister's house, which was my parents' house, they were trying to sell, mind you, they were squatting there. The girl driving by and my sister go and drive off while the girl that they murdered is with my nephew at this point at my house. They go to Winn-Dixie, they get high off their pookie, whatever.
So this is
And I guess they
what kind of drugs were they? What kind of drugs were they?
methamphetamines.
So methamphetamines, as she killed
Probably
woman.
heroin. So let me tell you something. I'm the one that popped that cherry on that shit. I'm the one that got my sister to do meth for the first time. I did meth the whole time I was in California. Why? Because I had 5 fucking jobs and I had to work, and I don't like to get weird and weird enough, but I needed to stay awake.
Are you currently doing meth right now?
Right? No, no. I'm definitely not doing.
When's the last time you did meth?
Oh my God, if my mom sees this, I don't know, probably like my birthday, July.
July. Oh. So what is it about meth that is, and not to make this all about meth, but what is
No, but I get it because people don't understand. And I want to tell you, like, I did it for so long. Like, I am not your typical person that does it. Okay. I still go to work every day. I still function as an adult. I'm not doing it to use it as a fucking drug to get high. I'm using it as a tool because I'm hyperactive and I can't get Adderall. You know what I mean? Never smoked it ever. Why? Because I like my teeth. And I've seen people
You're
lock
good.
their kids in the fucking hallway because they can't put the fucking pipe down. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, that's not what it's about. You have to respect shit. You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm 42 and I don't look like I did drugs all that time.
But you look great. You've always looked great. You got the bone structure.
You know?
You got the good genes in there.
Yeah,
But
I never drink water. I don't wash my face. I did a shit ton of drugs and then like whatever. I never, I drink every
it
day.
does catch up to you, because Charlie Sheen had done all that stuff, and he looks great, but he's also had a lot of work done because of the potholes and stuff like that. You don't get that.
Oh, the potholes from picking?
I don't know what they do, but yeah, a little
I
bit.
don't know. Right?
So
My life is crazy. I can't believe you didn't know that. That's why I left California.
well,
That's ultimately like put my dad's cancer into overdrive. It's like boom, he found that out. And he's like, then he's dying. Then I have to go home.
What kind of cancer did he have?
He had lung cancer and it metastasized to his brain. He smoked heavily for like 30 something years. I'm talking to like 2.5, 3 packs a day. And then he started smoking electronic fucking cigarettes, vapes. And he never put it down. And then like I think a year and a half after that, next thing you know, stage 4 lung cancer.
Can I ask you what kind of cigarettes he smoked?
Fucking cheap shit.
Like
he used to smoke Winston's, but it was like Durell, fucking GPC. Like when the cheap ones that the filter like crushes at the very end because it just fucking
they've outlawed you talk about the menthol cigarettes.
No, my mom smokes menthol cigars. I can't afford cigarettes. I'm like, are you trying to die on purpose, Mom? Cigar is just all this thick mucus. I'm like, it's called COPD.
Cigars?
Dude, it's disgusting. I'm like, put a piece of gum in with a pack of cigarettes. You'll have menthol fucking all fucking day, dude. I'm like, you're trying to die on purpose. I swear to God. I'm just being dramatic when I say that. But
you also care about them as well.
Yeah. I smoke American Spirits, which I
switched the lights.
I know.
I switched the lights. I was doing the
think about it.
because
you waste so much of your time thinking about shit, smoking cigarettes when you could actually just be doing it.
It's expensive.
But I know I'm gonna need a week of of darkness to like nobody talk to me because I'm gonna be a fucking bitch and I gotta run. I'm not trying to get fat.
You don't have the fat gene. You're not sitting around.
No, I was chunky.
Really?
But I exercise is good. Because after you you go run 2 miles and then you try to smoke a cigarette, it fucking hurts. And you're like, oh yeah, like your lungs are like scorn. I'm like, I just not smoke.
The thing about the human body is it can recalibrate pretty good. It can
it's very resilient.
It's a very resilient thing.
It is. It's alive.
It's alive. You're alive.
Just like this planet consciousness is alive.
So what are you doing with yourself in fucking Florida, man?
Oh, waiting tables. I hate my life. I don't hate it. I'm just being dramatic, but I'm not living up to my full potential. I can tell you that because I'm treading water here and I'm just like, I got to go somewhere. I'm about to spin a globe and just point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always feel like I kind of leave at the wrong time, so I'm just kind of like in limbo. Like, do I stick around? Something's gonna happen, or I'm like, okay, obviously the only way things are gonna happen is if I fucking make it happen.
Yeah, you're always a doer though. You're a self you always get things going. You're not sitting around not doing nothing.
Yeah, and I do things out of like truth, and I try to be honest and transparent about everything. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know.
Your
People
hair's
just
looking
start
really
getting
good.
weird to me.
I noticed that white hair because I haven't seen you in so long.
Oh,
Is
blonde?
that,
You know,
is that,
well, okay, so this
is
is
that
the
how long your hair is right now? Or are you going
no,
glass?
my hair's about down to here. So I shaved my head like a year and a half, 2 years ago, right? Because I had extensions for 10 years. And my hair, by the time you cut off all the damaged shit, there was nothing left. So I told her to mohawk it.
Fuck yeah!
And then
Can
I
I see
went,
it? Let me see the
yeah.
mohawk.
Oh, you want? No, yeah, I did. Okay, I'm
Let's
gonna
do
do
it.
this because I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna wait till this truck passes
Is
though.
that all your hair?
No, I'm wearing a wig.
Oh, oh, nice. Well, you have
Yeah,
also
I
good
think it's
hair
not
though.
gonna like. I don't care.
You have good hair anyways, though. You always have good hair.
I don't even know if you can see it. It's so dark.
Yeah, you got dog hair. It's so funny.
Yeah,
You're so funny. You always have
but
you have good hair,
I need a fucking haircut, dude. This shit,
but you
like
got the
Bobby
mohawk.
from New York. I did. And yeah. And after I did that, I went home and cried for 3 hours.
You should do. Have you ever done acting before? Why don't you do some acting
I
over there?
was I was trying to get it out here. It's kind of you have to. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. It's not like you go to
It's
Central
Hollywood,
Casting over
baby.
in California. You know what I mean? Just pay like $100 a year. Like this over here is like, oh, you have to have an agent and blah blah
No, you
blah.
don't.
Let's
It's
take all your money.
things
And
have
I'm like,
changed.
fuck you.
Things
Yeah, I
have.
know.
You know what you should do is maybe do a little filming while you're over there, just so with even your phone, and just make it like a short film.
Right?
Why
That'd be
not?
dope.
That'd be dope. People, it's all about authenticity, and if you have a story to tell, and you
Yeah.
are authentic and have a story to tell.
Yeah, but my average in English was a C.
English is a second language for most people right now.
It's Anglo-Saxon German.
Yeah. Do you know any other languages?
No, but I have a whole bunch of like family history shit in Bohemian, and I don't know how to read. Dude, it's crazy. I have like my dad's side of the family, like family tree shit from the 1700s. It's all in like Austrian, Bohemian. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this shit says.
So
I tell
what's your
people I'm like a try.
so
Huh?
you're waiting tables over there in Florida and
Yeah,
Coco.
Cocoa Beach, Cocoa. I
So
live in the
are you
Space
swimming
Coast.
regular? Are you swimming regularly? Are you in the ocean?
No, I don't trust it.
Why? Sharks?
No, well, the water's extremely warm, and the bacteria and amoebas specifically has mutated into salt water, and I would be that person. I never get sick, but I get weird skin shit.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm plagued with migraines, so I wouldn't know the difference of like just a migraine and meningitis.
What's your workout routine?
I walk really fast.
Are you your creative outlet is fashion?
Fashion, I do art, I do collage work and like statues and stuff. I
Let's
was
talk about
thinking
your.
about
Can we
actually,
talk about your fashion for a second?
yeah,
Because you know a lot about material and things.
textiles, yeah.
What are you building? What are you working on?
Well, I don't do one of more of anything, mostly because I can't find like material and like supplies anymore. But I want the person wearing it to feel like as special as like what they're wearing. You know what I mean? You don't want to walk into a room and like someone's wearing like you don't want to look like everybody else, you know? You
Yeah.
want to stand out, you want to feel like elegant and classy. And I just feel like that's what I do. And it's so comfortable you can just fall asleep.
So what are your trends? Do you see any trends happening in the fashion world? Because I know a lot of fashionistas out there. I used to know you, Lawrence Bass, and she's doing a whole thing in New York. But what do you when you get back? Are you getting back into it? Or are you because you have a lot?
I do bathing suits and like stuff right now, but like things I really am interested in, like, learning more about and doing is like post-apocalyptic shit.
Like sort of like steampunk stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, cyberpunk, like it's just very like the end of the world. Like you don't want to sweat to death. You need to cover up because there's a ton of fucking shit out there in the air, and the world's
So what?
going to shit.
So what kind? So that's that's not what's really happening in the world, but that's the template that you're kind of using.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm mostly just so I have questions. I've been trying to get a job in aerospace, and I feel like this is probably why I do not have one. So if they're just permanent, right? Where are you going with all my money is my question. Billions and billions of dollars to go where? Are these things shot off as permanent and going in the ocean? Because maybe that's
Oh, aerospace? No, they're going up to the moon and Mars and all that shit. It's actually happening.
But how do you know like the moon's just not a reflection of the sun inside the ocean? Because they do say it's the map of the earth.
I think all those things are true.
Yeah, right. I think they're going the wrong way.
Have you ever seen an eclipse before?
Yeah,
Tell me about that experience. The total eclipse of
I
the
don't
heart.
know. I've which one, a total eclipse or a lunar eclipse?
A, to, a
Like
total
I used to live in New York
a
State, so I
total
would see the
solar
aurora
eclipse.
borealis.
A total solar eclipse.
Totally eclipse in my heart. Well, it's the sun isn't over the moon, or the moon is over the sun, and all you see is the outside ring of it. But you have to have UV glasses because you don't want to like, there's a lot of UV rays.
Blind yourself, yes.
Okay, so
You've seen one of those before?
yeah, I've also seen the Northern Lights. Also seen paranormal things in the sky in my room. Weird shit, dude.
UFOs, basically. So you're seeing
Yeah.
UFOs?
I saw, yeah, some floating in my room when I was like 7, something flew through me at work, carrying a tray to a table, like through me. This was like before I even moved to California, like 2001 or 2. And then the night my dad died, I was like smoking a cigarette hanging off the like inside the door of the patio and shit. And then I saw these 3 orange lights, and I'm like, damn. And I'm like thinking they're coming really fucking close, right? And they just kind of come real fucking quick, and then they all spin around each other in a circle and they take off in different directions. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, okay. It was
Well, those
crazy.
could have been man-made UFOs as well. Those not necessarily it could be not of alien origin, but like US aircraft.
I mean, I don't think I'm of earthly origin. I think I probably came from space.
Well, we're all space dust, aren't we?
Yeah,
We are
floating
there.
around in space.
If you look at the Earth and the people on it, or the things on the Earth, you'll find that the people are the one thing. What is this thing like not like the others? You know,
It's an adaptation, you kind of like it's all a you know eclectic fucking consciousness. Like your thoughts intertwine with everybody else's thoughts, and like it creates this reality. You know what I mean? Because it's everybody's fucking energies and shit like mushing together.
so what do you want to start happening in the next what, because you said you want to go back into LA maybe, do you what the Florida thing's not
There's just no opportunity here, honestly. Like I'm like my town, like I grew up here. It's small, and I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Like I just feel like everyone is just, they're not all about like rising and helping each other like build up. They just want to like kind of pull the rug. You know what I mean?
they're not
Like
yeah, you
they're
want
not
to be
genuine or authentic, and like they're a bunch of haters, more or less. Dude, people I went to high school with are still shady as fuck. I'm like, damn, I didn't even see that coming. I thought we've grown, dude. Yeah, I left him a pair of balls in his mailbox because he clearly has none. Got him.
well, if you have extra balls to spare, you might as well give them to the people that
I
need.
actually have a second pair in my purse for later.
Oh, really?
Such a dick, honestly. That's the kind of asshole I am. I'm gonna
do
call
you
you
like
out on your bullshit.
do you like to cook food?
I do. I don't like to clean up the mess though.
What's your favorite food to cook?
Um, I love vegetables a lot. So I'll make really good, like huge salads, but I don't use dressing because I feel like if you know what you're doing, you don't need to.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I like my electric wok and my rice cooker is probably my favorite thing in the world. Besides like my mom and my stuffed animals and my
Aw.
turntable.
So what kind
Yeah.
of music are you spinning lately?
Um, a little, like I've always been like breaks, drum and bass, but lately I've just been like either like scratching, doing hip hop, or like breaks in
What
electro
genre of hip
house,
hop?
house
Old
music.
or new? What genre of hip hop? The old or new?
I like a little bit of both. I like mostly like white boy rap these days,
What's
like
that?
Mercury's, fucking Echo, Cal Scrubby, shit like that. But old school, like I'm hip hop, like De La Soul's fucking coming with Wu-Tang. You know, Mob Deep, Mos Def. That's my kind of shit. 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
And J Rock, let's go. Someone's like, why do you? Because I was scratching and I was like drunk as fuck, just talking shit. And I posted a TikTok, and this kid's like, why do you sound like J Rock? I'm like, I don't know. So I have
That's
one turntable and 2 mixers, and it needs to be vice versa. So
I
I'm
always
getting there.
find the classic. The classic was Sugar Hill Gang. I mean
Oh,
that.
like R&B shit.
Yeah, that old. I love R&B. I love R&B, like soul. I'll who's the guy? There's so many. The guy. He's such a soulful singer. He's Al Green.
I like, yeah, Al Green's good. Bill Withers, amazing.
Yeah, that's stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a time capsule. It makes
Yeah.
you feel like you're there in the room.
But I have a theory about like music, okay? So, you know, like most people, when you get stuck in that like 10, 20 year, like 2 decades of like music and like all that shit, like when you stop and that's like where you end, like that's when you start dying. Like when you just stop listening to new fucking music and like growing.
Well,
Bill's looking good.
what's good that new? Are you a Swiftie?
What?
Are you a Swiftie? Are you
What does that mean?
it's a Taylor Swift fan?
No.
Have you ever watched
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift? Yeah.
No, I don't listen to, I like Avril Lavigne. I love Good Charlotte. That's my jam, but I don't typically listen to anything they play on the radio.
what happened to her? What happened to her?
She's still around.
She's still producing music?
Yeah, so it's like, dude, 311 still going fucking strong. Like, there's a whole bunch of like you wouldn't even know it.
So you're a girl
I
that
feel like I keep growing as a person, so I'd like, you know, I always got to find the jam and spread it.
what's the best music you've heard recently?
Like things that like really caught like me.
Yeah.
I
Is it like
love like
live?
Rufus Del Soul, like live from Joshua Tree. Like I know they're older, but like that's probably one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah, have you ever
Gigi
listened to Graham
said
Rabbit?
yes.
Have you ever
What's
listened
that?
to Graham Rabbit?
Graham Rabbit?
Yeah.
No. What about Zoo? You like Zoo?
I've never heard of them, but I'll check them out for sure.
What about Hippie Sabotage?
No, you're gonna all the names.
Glass Animals? Alt
No.
Jizz?
Nope.
Fisher? He's a
Fisher?
funny ass motherfucker. Fisher, dude, he's got a website. I forget what it's called. Or like his Instagram. He just fucking talks shit. That's me. I need just a partner to talk shit with.
Well, we're talking shit right now.
I
We're
know.
up right now. So what do you want to see? What do you want to see the next couple of years? What do you want to do?
So my birthday week in Miami at Swim Week. So I really need to concentrate on like getting like a show together to present it, you know, a booth. And then also, I want to start a gallery. I just haven't really, I don't know if it costs anything, but money's tight right now. But I want to start a gallery so I can put my artwork down at the Art Basel in Windward, in Miami, because they have the Art Basel, whatever,
Basil,
every year.
when is that happening? Our Basil.
I think it's December, early December. Yeah, it's like all the artists that are like dope and shit, like graffiti and just
Yeah,
statues, different textiles and like
hasn't
materials
that
and
changed
shit.
a lot though? Our Basil has changed a lot. It's about people that have
I
money
mean,
to
it's less,
put
it's
a
probably, well,
brand.
everything's getting gentrified, dude. When I go down the South Beach, I'm telling you, like, it's so gentrified. It's crazy. You can't even find a culotta in South Beach.
What's a
It's
cool lot?
insane. It's pretty much just like really strong espresso with sugar in it.
You can probably just do
But
that.
it's Cuban. It's delicious.
You get the dirt in the bottom. You got it's a guttural. It's
Oh, I
very
love that. Give me that oil, dude. Like, just give me the sludge. I'll chew on the beans. I don't give a shit. My aunt used to have an oxygen bar, and she used to ship us like green unroasted coffee beans.
Ooh.
Bro, it tastes like shit, but it'll fucking get you going all day. It was better than speed.
Wow.
And you don't crash, you don't get headaches and shit. It just tastes like fucking butt. But you just mix it in
You
with
know
the
that
like powdered coffee.
the bitter makes you know it's working.
Well, that's what I used to say about doing speed. I'd snort a line, I'm like, well, it burns. That's how you know it's working.
Yeah.
No, but like, dude, I was at the waterfront. I was fucked up every day, most
Really?
of the time. Yeah.
Together pretty good. That's why you move so fast. all those.
No, that's always been a thing. I talk fast, always. I have to consciously remind myself to slow down. It's crazy.
Well, I would just or put your camera back the other way because we have full
I
screen.
know. Did I change too? I'm like, look at this. Camera 1, camera 2.
So, what do you like? Can you give us a little perspective on waiting tables? When you wait tables, because I used to wait tables for like 10 years. Are you okay with it? Is it fine? Are you a natural personality that just can do it? I mean, it's a lot of work. And how's it changed? Like, are you on like a board where you type it in at the table, or are you just ringing it in?
Oh, we have like this, it's like square, but it's not. So it's just like, a card reader and the POS. Half the time they don't work or this shit doesn't print. And I think that's just going to be the grid going down. But anyways,
The grid going down.
like honestly, it's like with anything, like people are people, and like, I try not to take shit personal because they're just, some people are fucking super awesome, makes it worth it. Other people are just douchebags. Like they're just projecting their bullshit on me. Like, and I'm like not there to be your bitch. I'm there to fucking take your order. Like
Exactly.
I don't want to bartend anymore because I feel like liquor's another ball game. Like I'm 42, dude, and I'm fucking tired. My feet hurt. I want to get paid to be me.
What kind of shoes do you wear?
I wear my Uggs because I don't give a fuck.
Dude, get a pair of Asics, man. Those are like running shoes. I wear Asics.
I
Like,
know, but it's always been so hard. Like, so my problem is like shoes would be very comfortable in the beginning, and the moment I start stretching them out, that's when they start to hurt.
that's a gel though. You need to get a running shoe.
I have some, but everything hurts my feet, like everything.
Check into Asics gel.
All right, I'm gonna
They're
try a pair
expensive,
on.
but they're worth it. Your feet are worth it.
Someone told me Clark's. I'm like, aren't those like?
No,
I need orthopedic shoes.
this is no. I've been wearing Asics gels for like 15 years. They're
All
expensive,
right,
but your feet are worth it.
I have expensive taste, so we're on track.
You're fancy. You're a fancy girl. I know that.
Right?
I know that you know. But put the money, throw the money at your feet and your eyes and your ears and your teeth. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, teeth were the first. I'm like, no, I have 5 wisdom teeth in my face.
5?
5. So this one
Yeah,
started
mine taken out.
coming in when I was eating a piece of taffy. I was in like Bel Air and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? So I trained it to move over on this side of my mouth. Okay, I trained it. It's sitting over here, out of the gums, just chilling.
Why don't you
And
get pulled?
then my mouth, I just kept
You gotta
moving
get
it like
pulled.
every day. I would get headaches and shit, and I would have to relieve the pressure by like putting my hands in my mouth and like moving it.
Listen, you're gonna have to get that wisdom tooth pulled.
But I'm smart.
No, your smartness is not
No, but
putting
it's the
it
one
on
in
that
front of it,
one tooth.
on the inside of my mouth, in front of it. I'm like, oh, so you brought a friend back? Like, fuck you.
No,
Yeah,
just
it hurts.
get those out immediately. I tried to save my wisdom teeth, and when they pulled them out, I looked at them and they were black. And I said, let me take a look at those, and they're black. And I peeled the black, I scalpeled it off the back of the tooth. I'm not in my mouth anymore, and it was green. So she said you had an infection for all that time, but your body was compensating for it. So
I
get
believe
it out
it.
of your mouth.
Yeah, well, it was crazy because I got all my dental work, and I was like, oh, he told me my wisdom teeth when I just had 4. He's like, oh, they're impacted, but you're fine. I'm like, okay, because I'm about to give you like $6,000. You know what I mean? And then I had
Well,
to
they
get
have a
my
Florida health plan there where you can get the work done for free.
Obamacare.
No, there's different. Are you now Obamacare?
Yeah, no, they're so expensive. Like, I'm just right now, I'm trying to battle fucking homeowners insurance because everyone keeps dropping Florida because all the fraud. It's
So
insane. But
are you? I wanna get a little bit, and I'm walking on thin ice here by asking you this.
I don't give a fuck. Go for it.
But like, are you a Democrat or a Republican?
It's the same party, just different doors.
Yes.
I'm a libertarian.
Okay.
More or less,
I know that Florida is really red.
Well, I'm more of an anarchist, but not a nihilist because there's a difference. I believe that if you like, I'm gonna self-govern myself. You have 10 commandments, okay? You can narrow it down to one fucking phrase. Don't be a piece of shit. How about that,
I
people?
hear that. Here.
Amen.
Here. Amen. Don't
Transparency, once again.
I like it.
People just don't own their shit. That's all.
So I have an idea. I did a painting recently that was some people bought from me, and they own a tattoo shop. And I'm trying, and part of the deal was with they're gonna do give me $200 worth of tattoo, which I guess is like an hour and a half.
You better put a buffalo on you.
But what would you? Where would I? Because I have one here, and I've got one on the back of my neck, and I got one on my
What, a buffalo?
hand. I see
Oh, a
buffaloes every
buffalo?
day. I see buffaloes every day.
What
Yeah,
is your
buffalo.
favorite thing? What do you think is your spirit animal? Not a buffalo. It's probably a
Oh yeah,
buffalo.
that'd probably be a buffalo. Yeah, yeah, that's obvious.
Mine's an owl. They've tried to pick me up
Oh,
a few times.
they can see in the dark.
I've had some like swoop next to me. I'm like, bro, I'm way bigger than I look. So it's like, but I felt like the thrust of the wing. Like I'm like, damn.
I've had some close encounters with. I actually held a owl before, and that was very magical.
Oh. I would also like an otter or a raccoon as a pet.
So where's the coolest place to get a tattoo? Because I was like, this is the obvious spot, but I'm not a showy kind of guy. But I have one here, which for my Cosmo and Celeste CNC.
It depends on what you get.
What do you want?
What do you want? I want you to figure it out. I mean, it depends on what you want, you know?
Like, how do I figure that out?
Like what does the buffalo represent? You know what I mean?
It's an industrious creature that is very powerful and is singular in the landscape. It was part of the old landscape. It's a very noble creature
Noble to who?
to people it fed and the things that they provided for many
Yeah. And it's all part of some like civilization, you know? Like there's always like there's history to everything. That's why people history, they ain't teaching you shit. The Bible, I'm like, there's a lot more.
You don't think the Bible's true? You don't think the Bible's true?
I think the devil wrote it.
That actually is very pertinent. That actually makes more sense than not.
Very logical. He was once an angel. Let's go back to the Book of Enoch and read that. That probably like makes a little bit more sense. Is like crazy it is as it sounds. We're all hybrid alien motherfuckers, man. Some people are not right. Some people are light. Some people are pure dark. And there's a whole mesh of people in between. You know what I mean? Everyone's just here trying to figure it out like the next person.
So how do you keep your sphere of love complete and protected?
Being honest with myself.
Yeah.
Being true to myself. I mean, I fight it sometimes, and that's when I just go through like, you know, I get heartbroken. Like I try to like see people as like better than they are when like I'm just ignoring red flags because maybe it's like out of my selfishness that I don't know why I'm learning, you know, but like I just try not to bring past shit into present shit, and I just, you know, don't sweat it. Let it go. Like people hang on to shit, and like I don't want to hang on to nothing. Life's heavy enough, you know? So I just cry it out. I go through like multiple like eagle deaths and like tower moments where I just fucking, you know, I've just recently on my birthday ate some acid, right? And like the person I was hanging out with, my drummer, he passed out instantly. I had my other friend pick me up who drives Uber, and like instantly I'm crying over some boy. He's trying to make out with me, and I'm like, why would you think this is okay? I'm so heartbroken over like some other like person I feel is like I don't know. I don't want to talk about him. Anyways, and then I go home and I just realize that I need to stop looking for outside validation for my happiness, because I'm always like dependent on other people to be happy, it seems like, you know what I mean? Because I feel better as like a unit. I feel like I work better when I'm surrounded by people. Even if we don't talk and we're in the same room, I just feel like I work better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a whole. And yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, I used to be so fine with like just hanging out by myself, and now I'm just kind of running. I'm like, what am I in a rush for? Like, what's like, slow down. You're missing the point, you know?
I hear that.
Oh, you just rolled through a fucking stop sign, you piece. This place.
Isn't it lawless?
No, these cops, I went to school with them. They're dirty as fuck, dude. They're plant evidence. They're fucking shady as fuck.
Do you think they're doing coke while they do their drives?
I think they're doing fucking speed. I think they're doing methamphetamines. I think they're planting evidence. I think they're lying. So my friend got arrested.
Why would they do that? Who gets to win if they do that? Is it an ego thing? Is it
Well,
like,
let's just talk about how 90% of the drugs put on the street are put there by whom?
I don't know. You tell me.
Um, the police and the system. The system, it's put there to put you in your place because they want to get people addicted. They want to fucking, suppress you and like keep you in these fucking negative mind space, if you let it. If you let it. But
So you don't
oh
believe
yeah,
you don't trust the government?
absolutely not. Do you really? Let's just talk about Russia, okay? Let's talk about Ukraine. If you go back before World War One and talk like you read about how heavily infiltrated Ukraine was with Nazis and how they all went into politics and banished fucking communism and started these organizations in place of communism and within the government funded services, whatever. I don't know. I don't think they're the bad guys. I think America is the fucking stick in the spokes always. You really believe like they're telling you the truth? Come on, you're eating plastic, you're drinking plastic, everything you put on your body is fucking plastic. They're trying to poison. They don't worry about prevention. They're sterilizing the soil so you can't even grow your own food these days. You know what I mean? Like they're putting us in like these codependent like situations where we have no choice to conform and be dependent upon them.
You think
And
that
I
like
am like,
culling the herd?
first on deck. What's that?
You think they're like culling the herd in a way, kind of making them into a
Oh
pipeline
yeah,
for they all
they've
to
been doing
travel
it for
through?
years. Yeah. I don't think the people running the show are fucking even like human. I think they're just reincarnated in some fucking shell of a body because they're like old entities that are fucking not. They're fucking definitely malevolent. You know what I mean? I have weird theories. I've seen some crazy shit ever since I was a kid, so I don't fucking put it past nothing. I've had dreams lately, like out of body experiences, where I've been like speaking in tongues to myself while I'm watching myself being held down and expelling like growls and shit, like demons out of my body. And I'm like third person watching myself as I'm speaking in tongues. That's fucking weird as shit. And it felt real as fuck.
Do you
And now
have you ever traveled outside the U.S.?
I've been to Korea, Canada, Mexico.
And
Yeah, that's it.
I guess the only reason why I asked that is because maybe would you ever want to? Where do you want to see the latter half of your life? Do you want to spend it in the U.S. or do you want to go someplace else? Because
I
you're
don't know. I
a
would love to
traveler.
travel. I kind of want to just get to the point where I can live a simple life.
What is that?
Maybe.
What does a
I don't
simple
know.
life
I want
from
to.
Joyce Schmidt look like?
I don't know. I can't make up my mind. Well, I don't want to sweat to death or freeze to death, so I have to find that humble, like,
Tropical.
I don't even know. I don't
Well,
know.
you're in
Just a
Florida.
place
It's
where everyone's
tropical.
like, in it for like everybody else, and like people aren't. I don't know. I just want to find a place that's home. That's not shady. It's just like I don't know.
So if you go to someplace, you got to make sure they have weed.
I'm not really good at weed. Okay, I've been smoking it since I've been 11. I'm 42, and I've never been good at it.
Really?
Yeah, I still do it, but I'm not good at it.
What?
I
What?
literally thought I was the only person that stopped talking mid conversation. And people are like, I was starting to get worried actually. I'm like, oh my God, am I losing my fucking mind? Everyone's like, everybody does that. I'm like, what? Okay, thank God.
That's what weed is for, is to lose your mind.
I mean, it definitely numbs my emotions and calms me the fuck down because I'm hyper as fuck.
So yeah, you're like be like an indica kind of girl.
I don't even think they know anymore, honestly. Because some
Indica,
indicas,
indica slows you down
yeah, in the couch.
in the couch. Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes I feel like they're the opposite because it's so crossbred, right now. Like, and I think when they measure that kind of shit, it's just
You
like
can
whoever
get
smokes it.
you can get real pure sativa, like without no indica in it.
Really?
But you're an indica girl, obviously.
Well, I'm more like the uppers because,
What's a weed like?
sometimes
Okay, so
the
what's the
weed here
in Florida? It's shit.
still illegal.
Is it
Yeah.
good weed? Is it good weed over there?
Well, when it's shipped from California, Colorado, yeah, but not typically. Like, I
Why
mean,
can't
honestly, I've
Florida
had
Why can't
some that
Florida grow good weed?
No, the soil here is garbage. It's
How?
either
It's wet.
it's either dry as fuck or it's too wet. And when it rains, when it's dry, it takes so long for it to even like break the dryness to soak in, and it's so low to the water table that it floods everything out. The bugs will eat it. It's crazy. Oh yeah, the bugs, dude. There's mosquitoes. I call them tweaker birds, dude. Because I live by the dump at Canaveral Groves, and like I can see these motherfuckers because I have my whole 2-car garage. That's like my sewing studio and like my artist space. And dude, I'll look up on the wall and there's a fucking mosquito like this big, and you can see the fucking little sucker thing, pointy thing on it. I'm like, oh fucking hell no! And they're so aggressive. They're like, and I'm like, yeah. And
Wow.
sometimes I feel like I'd be a great bug person because I'm like just smashing them.
What's the alligator situation over there?
I mean, they're usually in the swamps. Just go an airboat and I'd be careful. Don't let your kid loose at like Disneyland World, whatever.
Fuck, that was a shit show.
Okay, first of all, alligators and crocodiles, they let your food fucking rot and get fucking gross until they eat it. So they're gonna fucking drown your ass and let you sit there and rot for a few days before they even consume any of that. That's what happens with alligators. So the fact they never found the body is complete bullshit.
The baby?
Yeah, they probably trafficked it.
I thought they killed the alligator that they got the baby.
How do they know they found the baby?
Because the baby was
They never
inside.
found the body. They never found the body, did they?
So, I don't know. We'd have to do like a fact check on that.
Yeah. Kind of wondering if they did. I don't think they did.
When's the last time you saw an alligator over there?
I mean, you can drive by a retention pond and see them on the banks sometimes, but I haven't seen one up close and personal since I've probably been like 12 years old.
Does that be when you avoided death by an alligator?
I saw a snake last night that was like, I mean, because we have pygmy rattlesnakes and stuff like in the groves or whatever, but it was like kind of like a reddish brown caramely like small snake like at nighttime. It was like probably 2 o'clock in the morning, and creeping by my garage. I'm like, well, that's weird. Like I didn't know that snakes were nocturnal.
I think they just kind of squirm wherever they want.
Yeah.
Do you guys have
So,
iguanas over there? Do you have iguanas when it gets cold, when they fall out of trees or anything?
well, we down south when you get down to like Coral, fucking Gables, and like, you know, Fort, like
Florida's
Treasure.
fucking huge.
Florida's fucking boring. Well, this side of the state, I like Clearwater and like Tampa and that shit way better over there. Honestly, I just maybe because I grew up here.
So wait, where do you? So are you thinking about coming back to California, or what do
I'm
you want
thinking
to do?
about going anywhere but here because this place is like there's nothing to do but drink, do drugs, eat, have a million fucking kids, and I'm not really into none of that.
Yeah, you have kids. Are you gonna have kids? You think?
No, I want a puppy, maybe. I actually want like an exotic pet, like an otter or a raccoon, maybe an owl.
Raccoons should be plentiful around there. You probably just home one,
I
and
seen little
be your best
babies in
friend.
the trees in the daytime.
Yeah,
I
raccoons
like
are
raccoons
raccoons are good. They eat dog food. They eat anything really.
and cat food. I had one like when I first moved here back from California and I lived in Melbourne. Like this one, he would eat with his bottom feet, and I think it was kind of like a 3/4 retarded raccoon. He couldn't climb a fucking tree to save his life, and like the whole like year and a half, he never grew, and he was a pint-sized little shit. But I had pictures of him like he'd fall asleep with his hands in the peanut jar. He'd come pick up the peanut jar and drag it over to the other side of the yard and like eat with his bottom feet. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then they trapped him. They probably killed him because they say they relocate them, but I don't think they really do. I think they murder them
Really? Why would they tell you one thing and not do the other?
because people are like that here.
Is it you're making Florida out to be like a lawless place?
Okay, look at the news. You know where all the so Cocoa is, I think, top 5 demographically the most dangerous city in the United States. Demographically,
This
fucked
place
up shit
where you're
happens
at
here.
right now is the most dangerous place in the United States.
Where you are, Oregon?
That's what I'm asking you. Where you're at right
We're
now
like
is the most dangerous place in the United States?
we're top 5 demographically.
Well, it's good. You're winning. You're
We're in the top 10, right?
you're top 10.
There's a lot of fucking weird shit that happens here, man. I don't know if people
Is it
like
based on
smoking bath
drugs
salts
or
what.
is it pills or what's making
Oh,
everybody
pills,
crazy?
fentanyl's bad out here, dude. Like meth, everything's bad out here. It's bad everywhere, you know. But like, I feel like when I came back from California, there was a meth epidemic for sure. I'm hoping that wasn't my fault.
Don't blame yourself for other people doing meth.
They're adults, right?
They're adults. They can.
Dude, I pop plenty cherries and I'm just like, oh my God. And I don't ever want to be that person, but I feel like, you know, you can take care of yourself and like I might do a line here and there every now and again when I feel like lazy and fat, but whatever.
Is it not a fentanyl?
Oh fuck no, I do speed.
Oh, speed.
It's just Adderall to me.
Oh, well, why don't you just take Adderall?
Oh, I saved you. I'm not on a podcast right now. Okay, you're the best. Thanks, babe.
We'll
That's my friend.
we'll wrap it up here soon, just so you get back to your party. What are you gonna do the rest?
No,
of
it's just a Bills game.
Oh, is it Bills? So we got to talk about this painting. We can do it off air, but I'll get you a painting no matter what. Just let me know what you want, size and price, and what kind of stuff you want it on.
Yeah, I have to measure it like for size.
Yeah,
Not like humongous, but just like, you know.
like
I know, you know.
18 by 24 or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can shape it over there.
Yeah, you know. Just think of nostalgia and the Buffalo Bills.
No, I actually did some silk screens of a Buffalo Bills with my logo interpreted.
Oh my God, really? Just make me
Yeah.
a shirt then. Make me a jersey.
That's a
I'll
whole
pay
other
for it.
thing. No, let's just go the artwork at first because
Okay.
that's easier to do.
See, sirens.
This
right.
for a different thing. So what are you gonna do the rest of your night? We'll let you go soon.
Finish watching this Bills game, and here come the policy enforcers. See?
Oh, the cops are coming. So wait, you have so many cool tattoos.
How many does it take?
What, you have so many great tattoos.
We got the cops and a sheriff.
The stars on your chest right there. Did that hurt a lot, or how was that?
Did it hurt? No. That's the only one I had before I moved to California, and I got all the rest done by Capone at right next to Brooks. That tattoo shop.
Nice.
I don't know what it was called.
We're gonna watch the rest of your game. I'm gonna think about getting a tattoo.
Okay, cool. We'll talk soon.
Okay, I love you. Thank you. Have fun.
Love you. Good to hear from you. Yes.
Great to be on the show. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye. See ya. That was Brett's with Friends with Delish Schmidt, episode 115. I just did 2 in a row, which is very strange for me to do. But anyways, it's all good. Tattoo. Should I go this way? I think I'm this way. Maybe get like a tattoo right here. Anyways, thanks for watching. Browoods.com. Browoods22 on Instagram. Yes. You're invited to be on the podcast if you want. You guys get a hold of me. Cheers. Bye bye art. I've got paintings. That's what I do. Love the one you're with.
Friends with friends, friends with friends, friends with friends, it's never going to